The Browns' selection of Anthony Schwartz raised some eyebrows among fans who expected the third-round pick would be used on defensive depth or something else to help the upcoming season. Schwartz projects as 5th or 6th on the depth chart behind an entrenched group of veterans and promising second-year player Donovan Peoples-Jones. However, the analytics-driven approach of the new Browns front office goes a long way to explain this pick. In fact, data suggests a new pseudo-position may be forming in the NFL, the jet player. In 2018, 4.3% of offensive plays in the NFL included some kind of jet motion, with the receiver moving oftentimes full speed across the formation as the ball is snapped. You may remember that 2018 was the year Sean McVay and the LA Rams took the league by storm on the way to the Super Bowl, leading to everyone in his general vicinity getting hired as a head coach. That's not the only way the copycat league reacted towards McVay's offense, though. In 2018, the Rams led the way in plays using jet motion, using it in over 10% of their offensive plays. The result is that league-wide number of 4.3% in 2018 doubling to 8.7% in 2020. Only 2 teams used it at more than a 10% rate in 2018, and in 2020 that number ballooned to 9 teams. And 2 teams, including the Rams, broke 20%. The 2020 NFL Draft saw this trend take form even more, with teams valuing smaller, faster wide receivers at a higher rate than we've ever seen. Players like Elijah Moore and Rondale Moore were heavily used as jet motion players in their college careers. Hell, Tutu Atwell weighs 155 pounds and got drafted in the 2nd round. If that doesn't tell you that the teams are specifically looking out for this position, I don't know what does. The Rams were the ones that drafted him, by the way. For those wondering where Anthony Schwartz fits as a wide receiver on the Browns, his unreal speed makes him a natural fit for the jet position, serving either as a distraction for the defense, a read option target, or another way for Baker to use play action and ball handling to fool opposing defenses. The Browns likely won't hit that 20% number anytime soon, but expect Schwartz to make an appearance once or twice a drive, and expect him to be running across that line of scrimmage quite a bit. Unfortunately, we have to take a turn here. It's time to talk about the other team that broke 20% usage in 2020, the Baltimore Ravens. Having a QB that can threaten the run adds another element to jet motion that can absolutely destroy unprepared defenses. Kyler Murray, for example, averaged 9.3 yards per attempt on jet motion plays, as the number of threats for the defense to track can be overwhelming if the QB can just take off and run. 42 of Lamar Jackson's 159 rushing attempts came off jet motion in 2020, and his threat to pass out of these sets as well has made the Ravens' offense one of the most difficult to stop in the NFL. You can draw a straight line from the use of jet motion and the newfound emphasis on speed and versatility the Browns had in the 2020 draft. Defenses have to expand what sets they can run and who can run them to keep up. Let's talk specifics. How do teams defend these sets, and how are the Browns going to stop Lamar Jackson out of these sets next year? I'll leave that to someone much smarter than me at this sort of stuff, the OBR's Jake Burns.
The key to stopping any team using jet motion is playing assignment sound football. The defense has to move as little as possible. The jet motion forces defenses to honor the speed of the motion. The defense has to cut the motion off in order to not get reached and beat them to the outside. Rotating to the motion puts defenses in a bind anyway, as you have seen teams who will run their safeties downhill to chase guys running in motion. Get a guy from one side, move a guy to the other side, have him rotate down to try to take away that player with a smart angle. Stunting with the motion can leave the defense vulnerable to getting cut off by the offensive line, so the best approach to jet motions to stay even and don't take the bait of the offense, because ultimately that is what the offense is trying to do to you. They're trying to move you laterally to change your eye position and catch you leaning one direction to maybe ultimately come back in the opposite direction and find open running lanes because you're chasing in an undisciplined approach going after that jet motion. If you're responsible for handling jet motion or fly motion or orbit motion in your direction, you be the guy to take it. But the guy taking it has to be trusted by the 10 other players on the field. And if too many people are moving, you get those cutback lanes, you get reverses, you get things that can confuse you, and all of a sudden a wide receiver's running wide open down the middle of the football field. Ultimately, the key to jet motion is to just simply treat the motion as an extension of the backfield. So when the ball snapped, the motion back is in doing whatever he is doing, whatever type of motion. He's just in the backfield and creates the formation that they're going into. Don't overanalyze the motion. Don't freak out when you see it. Trust the player to do his assignment while everybody else on the football field does their assignment with as little movement as humanly possible to mitigate those mistakes, chasing and getting yourself out of position. Assignment sound football, minimal movement by your defense, and do not let that jet motion infect your gap or coverage integrity at any point in time.